What made the popular guy/girl lose their popularity? A popular boy cried in class during a discussion about a recent tragedy because someone that was close to him died in said tragedy. He got relentlessly bullied for the short time afterward that he was at that school. He was a good kid that didn't deserve any of that. I really hate middle school kids sometimes. Or, that's actually so sad. Kid made a video for a school project, which he played in front of the class. Project video ended and cut to him beating his meat. He was a freshman. He spent the remainder of HS known only as the cameraman. Was this on purpose or like an accidental film cut? Lol. Popular girl was driving drunk on the way to school and caused a pretty bad accident involving 3 other cars. She spilled liquor on herself and slammed on her brakes in a line of cars. Her car managed not to have a scratch. She swapped seats with her passenger in front of everyone, before cops arrive. A few minutes later we realize she has disappeared. She had slipped into another car that had stopped to see if everyone was okay. Several people ended up getting tickets and her passenger ended up getting a DUI. She was unpopular until graduation. Who the hell agrees to swap seats with someone after they've caused an accident while drunk? That's just a series of misfortune waiting to happen. She got pregnant and had to quit cheerleading. The football players didn't want her anymore and her popularity took a hit, plus the other girls were very judgmental. Did I just read the Glee plotline? He whipped his dick out during class and put it on the shoulder of the girl who was sitting in the desk in front of him. He got kicked out immediately and I believe charges pressed for sexual assault. We were a couple of weeks from graduating too. This happened to me in 7th grade, but he whipped out on my desk and I took my biology book and tried to smash it. Then he had the audacity to tell the teacher I was trying to beat him with my book. I let the teacher know what he did and he got suspended. It's crazy to think something like this lands a sex assault charge, as it should, but so many other stories in this thread involve people knowing someone is guilty of full-blown rape and doing literally nothing. I went to the same school as the kids of the Prime Minister of my country at the time. I didn't know the daughter too well, but apparently she went from being popular to being bullied out of the school when her dad lost the election. It was pretty sad that people starting hating on her for something she had no control over. When the kid of the leader of the goddamn country is in the school, opportunist dickheads try to suck up to them. When the name no longer has meaning, they leave them in the ditch. It's a sad cycle. This was Rachel Harper, wasn't it? We had 2 or 3 over the 4 years get pregnant. They no longer went to all the parties with a kid to look after. 2 or 3? We had 46 girls walk across the stage pregnant at my graduation. There was a daycare practically attached to the high school so students could go to school after having kids and just drop their kid off there during the day. One girl I know got her tubes tied at 22 after her 5th kid. This year is the first one in which the homeroom I teach does not have a pregnant girl in it. I warn them every damned time just how hard their life is going to get trying to graduate while raising a newborn, even with family help. They assure me that they can handle it, how babies sleep a lot. I have had only one graduate so far. She gave birth in 12th grade, and graduated her 3rd time going through 12th grade. Throwing shit in the hall on people's lockers. He threw actual shit? Why? And how? This one popular girl in HS got so drunk at a party that she just started shitting herself everywhere. Some friends drove her home and she did it again in the back seat. Not easily forgotten. But it was one of those things no one would say anything about, it's just that the entire school knew by Monday afternoon. Musical notes. Shitting in the back seat, shitting in the front seat, gotta make my mind up, which seat can I take? Musical notes. What a party pooper edit. I love all you poop heads who gave this an obscene amount of awards. Less than 3. This senior got suspended cause he fucked a freshman in the parking lot. Sounds like he wasn't trying hard to not get caught. Just right there in the high school parking lot with someone way younger than them. Holy hell, I wouldn't make it half that obvious with someone the same age as me. What was he thinking? Making fun of somebody's dad when they were diagnosed with cancer, that's going to drop your approval ratings somewhat. You and I went to very, very different schools. He fucked a dog. Guess he couldn't find a fucking pirate. I feel like every HS had a story or rumor similar to this lol. The rumor in our HS was someone let their dog lick his balls or something. Another was a student fingered his cat's asshole. No idea if they were true since I didn't care enough about it to find out. Word got out that this kid stole from his grandparents for drug money. In my old school, that basically translated to has money, has drugs, can probably get more. Freshman year of high school. Very popular guy who was the kid freshman phenom WR on a nationally ranked team. We were all leaving class one day. He randomly decided it was a good idea to make fun of a very well-loved handicapped guy who was dying of his condition, some advanced form of water on the brain if I remember correctly, and even decided to punch him. This knocked the poor kid to the ground. About 10 guys immediately jumped him. A shop teacher saw it, the WR getting his, happen and let it continue for a minute before stopping things. Mr. Popular got quite messed up in that short window. Kicked off Dean. Expelled. Moved schools in a move that I'm guessing was a way to start over at a new school? Never heard from him again. Went from pep rally king to degenerate outcast in 5 minutes. I had a front row seat and was one of 50 plus who testified to the school admins. The victim passed away later that school year from his condition. You almost never heard him speak, but when he did he was always kind and thoughtful. That's just sad. Humans are so weird. In a good way, I mean. Think about how everyone knows his situation. No one would bring it up but everyone knew, and there is a sort of silent social pact to treat him really well. That social ability to understand that communally is so strong that all those kids jumped him without a word of warning. How crazy is that? Guy wasn't exactly extremely popular to begin with, but was well known. He punched some girl at my school in the face for no reason at a concert. Shortly after this, there was news that he rolled his brand new Camaro going 95 in a 45. This caused him and another guy at our school a lot of injuries. His friend lost his entire ear in the accident. Oh, and this was right after they stole beer from Kroger. They were drunk driving. Anyways, people kept their distance after this. Another kid that comes to mind was someone very popular in our grade. One of my friends went over to his house and used his computer without his permission. My friend ended up finding terabytes of child porn on his PC. From what I heard, the FBI even got involved. He never was seen at school again after that. How do you even manage to find literal terabytes of CP in such a short amount of time? He was a new kid, but due to his looks, parents' wealth, and sports aptitude he quickly became popular. Then he made the mistake of bullying a harmless kid who was on the spectrum and was basically the football team's lucky charm. They did not take kindly to that, and he went from being the next big thing to being that kid no one wanted to talk to, and he had to basically bribe people to keep them around. I want to say we went to the same school because this exact same situation happened at mine. Someone came in to play football and decided to make fun of the kid who you could tell was on the spectrum. Everyone decided to make his life a living hell during practice after that. The kid was the nicest person I've ever met. He may not be able to function like other people his age, but he'd help out in any way he could, from charity events to work that needed to be done at games when I was there. We gave him a jersey as he was an honorary member of the team from the day he wanted to join. That football team sounds like they're amazing people. Seeing people band together and stick up for the person who may or may not be able to do so for themselves always makes me happy. I also just like seeing rich people being put in their place according to personality. Her mom came to a school meeting and told everyone she suffers from mild autism. Damn, that's pretty fucked. Hope she's okay. How the fuck does that even contextually pop up in a school meeting? So anybody have any special kids? Actually, yeah. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.